All right. Hey guys, happy Friday. All right, so it's time for our live. So for those of you who are tuning in, if you're new to the lives, this is your opportunity to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. So you can put your questions in the comment section below and I'm going to work through those comments. And we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, we are also on Facebook as well. And so if you want to ask me a question, put it in the comment section below. If you want to come on video with me, guys, you'll have to do so through Instagram because that's where I'm doing the videos. I connect to you through the Instagram option. So if you want to be on video, right down here, there's a little like camera with a plus on it. If you click that, you can actually request to be a guest. And then I will go through halfway through our live and then I will pick some people to do readings for. So just FYI. But if not, you can just go ahead and post your questions in the comment section below. And I will try to get to as many of them as I can. If you're asking me about your live, what specifically are you asking me about? If you just say, I want a message, can I get a reading, please? I'm just going to skip you because that's not a question. You're not asking anything. You're just basically talking. So I need you to be specific and ask your questions. So do so with that. If you're asking about your life, what exactly are you asking me? Don't just ask me to like tell you something about your finances. Like what is it that you want to know? If your bill's going to be late, if you're not going to get paid on time, like what specifically are you asking me about? If you're asking me about a loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect to? So that way I can intend to connect with that person and hopefully bring through any messages from them or anything that will help you to know that they're with you. If we're doing like the text version mediumship, I'm only able to go so far with that just because I need to talk to you in order to be able to like get the information across to you and make sure that you're understanding or that you are connecting with it. If not, I'm just going to give you like signs or things to look out for and anything that may stand out for me with them. So just FYI with that, okay? What else? I think that's all. As usual, if you want to know more about what I do, or about the services I offer, or just about like stuff that I offer online, because I'm really trying to get people to like learn about their own psychic abilities, because everybody can do what I do. I'm not that special. Everybody can do what I do if they have proper training. So I offer a free psychic development course on YouTube, and it's available through my site. You can just go to my site, go down to classes, and then it's right there. I also have a monthly class coming up, and then starting next month, actually at the beginning of November. And I was giving away 2 free seats to people who are serious about developing their psychic abilities. I posted that. I made a post about that a few days ago. So go ahead and check that out if you want to still. I have 1 seat left. I've already given 1 away. So I have 1 seat left. And so if you want to enter to win that seat, go ahead and like check out the post and then do what it says to do. That's it. Everything else is on my website. So check out my website. As usual, my statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you decide to take in your life, you are, of course, 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always follow it up with a licensed professional. All right, so let me jump around here. And I'm not going in any particular order. Let's see. Audible 80, hi Ferny, will I get married again? And when will I meet this person? Yeah, you might actually have up to 3 separate opportunities to get married in this lifetime. So if you've already been married once, just know that there's 2 more options coming your way. But I would say there might be someone, I'm asking about marriage. I want to say that marriage is a possibility for you. You're going to hate me for saying this, but about 7 or 8 years from now. So I'm going to say 7 or 8 years, there's a possibility of marriage. That doesn't mean it takes that long to meet the person. It just means that that's when I see marriage energy around you. Okay? Thank you. Ashley Rodriguez, 615. Hi, Ferny. You look wonderful today. Thank you. Will I be moving soon? I feel like there's an opportunity for moving in about 6 or 7 months from now. So I want to say 7 months. So we're almost finished with October. So November, December, January. This would be around what, May? Around May or June? So I want to say May or June is around next year. There might be an opportunity to move at that time. If you try to move before then, it may not be possible, or there may be some obstacles that just get in the way of you being able to make that change. Tanya Doe. When will I have my second child? And a guy I used to talk to, Aaron, I had to cut him off. Was that the right decision? Did he even like me? If you don't even know that he even liked you, I would say you definitely did the right decision. Because I mean, if someone likes you, they should let you know, right? They should make that very clear. And if you can't figure that out, then that means that you made the right decision. But from my psychic side of things, I do think that you made the right decision because I don't think it would have gone anywhere. I also think that they were not 100% available, or they may have still been involved with somebody else. So just FYI with that. And as far as like a child or another child is concerned, you might have a potential pregnancy or possibility of pregnancy because I'm seeing baby energy around you in about a year and 6 months, or about a year and 7 months. However, if you start having weird like blood pressure issues when that happens, you need to follow it up with the doctor because there may be some issues going on with that as well. At some point in the future, I don't know how much in the future, but at some point, I want to say this is like maybe I am seeing when this is like 5 or 6 years from now. I actually see you at that time trying to have a child. The problem is that there are some issues going on that you might need to follow up with the doctor because it may not be the easiest thing for you at that time. And that's like 5 or 6 years down the road. But there is a potential pregnancy that comes up in about a year and so months that I mentioned. Okay. Alyssa, hi Ferny, do you see C and I finally working things out? Nah, I feel like it's just wasted. At this point, I feel like it's just a circle and it's just like going around in circles. I mean, you can keep trying if you want to. If it really means that much to you, keep giving it a go. But my feeling is that I feel like that relationship or that connection, I'm reminded of a cousin of mine who was in a relationship with his wife earlier on, and they had a very toxic relationship. I mean, when I say toxic, I mean like she tried to run him over. Like that's the kind of toxic relationship. And he ended up jumping off a bridge to avoid being hit by the vehicle and then broke both his legs. That's the kind of toxic relationship I'm talking about. So what I would say, I keep thinking of that. And what I would say is the connection, that doesn't mean that it's that toxic, but that's an indicator for me that there's toxicity that is beyond what would be adequate or what would be suitable in a relationship. So I would just say move forward. If I were you, I would keep your eyes open for other opportunities because there may be a new person that pops into the picture. The person's name starts with an A-L. And that make like Alex or Alex sounding name. And that may show up fall of next year. So look out for that person. But with C and I, it'll still be going back and forth, by the way. Just because I said that I don't think it's going to work out doesn't mean that it's over. So be prepared for that. But I would just move forward. Let's see. Queeness. Hi, Ferny. Can you please tell me the best way to go about getting my daughter back from my abusive ex, the father? The courts have ordered me to surrender my daughter to him. So I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice as far as how you should legally deal with the situation. I can't tell you what to do or how to deal with this issue because it's beyond my scope of like jurisdiction. However, I can tell you what I feel about the situation and what may come up for you. My thinking is that I think you are going to follow through with what they're wanting you. There might even be a threat of like of I won't say arrest, but like there might be a threat to that level. But I think you'll do what they want you to do. And then I feel around the holidays or towards the end of this year, it might not even take that long. I kind of feel like there's a situation that comes up where there is a report that's filed, a report that's made. I don't feel like your child will be hurt, but I feel like whatever this is happens either at the house or at the location of where the father would be. And then at that point, there's a completely whole set of other issues that come up that have to do with them and their own, like the susceptibility of them being able to actually like spend time with the child. So you might actually have a different option or different route to deal with this, where something that is filed or something that happens in the end of the year regarding that person might actually open the door for you to be able to come back and hit this again, okay? To see if you can get that overturned. Pool Hall Girl 94. Hi, Ferny. I've been wondering if my dad visits me and how do I know when he is around? So I keep hearing the jingling of like, it almost reminds me of whenever I'm hearing keys being jingled or like metal being jingled. So I'm hearing something like that. So there might be a reference to either keys or there might be a reference to like a dangling sound that's like that you might randomly hear in your home that is not being caused by anything that's like logical. He also makes me feel that he showed me a rainbow. So look out for the rainbows in the sky because that's going to be a sign from him. He also keeps acknowledging that you might actually meet someone or get to know a person who is an older person, older male who has the same name, and it kind of feels very like interesting in the way that it happens. For example, so when my mother's name is Alice, whenever I met my partner and I met his mother's name, her name is also Alice, which was a very interesting like synchronicity that happened there. There are other synchronicities there as well, but that's one. And so there's a similarity there. So he's actually acknowledging to look out for his name or a person with his name, because that may be a sign from him that he's going to be making his presence known in your life, whether you realize it or not. Okay. Go here. Dasha Morales. Hello, Ferny. Does my boyfriend that passed away 3 months ago have any messages for me? A couple of things. One is he is acknowledging. Thank you. There might be a picture of him where he's sticking his tongue out, like he's like there's like a picture or an image of him because I'm seeing that in my mind. He also keeps acknowledging. He might even be wearing black and sunglasses, or there's a picture also of him and you, and he might be wearing like a black top or shirt and then also glasses as well. But he's showing me an image of like that. He also keeps acknowledging he's writing on my skin, even though this was an ex. I don't know if you, or no, your boyfriend. It was your boyfriend. I was like, why is she gonna put a tattoo if this is a boyfriend? Which now makes sense to me. I was like, why would you still do that? I misread that. He showed me a tattoo, so there's a tattoo connection. So either you were planning on getting one. There might be up to 4 separate ones. So you might be one of like 4 separate people who are going to get tattoos connected to him. He also keeps repeating 86. He's repeating a number sequence. It's like 86 or 68. It's got a number like that. So there's a reference to that as well. Also, moths and butterflies are going to be a sign from him. So look out for those, okay? Hamed Ibiola, Oracle. I'm an oracle and mass for me about you, my beloved. Again, I'm telling you, whenever you have trolls and they start messaging y'all or trying to send y'all private messages asking to read y'all, just know that they love using the word beloved. Like literally, every time I see a troll, they usually say beloved. I have a message for you, my beloved. That's a troll, y'all. So just FYI with that, because they don't know any other words, and they definitely don't sound like me when I talk. Lena, hello. When will me and RH become an exclusive relationship? You're gonna not like what I'm gonna say about it. So I'm not seeing that. So I'm thinking that it's not gonna happen, or it's just not gonna come around to it. I mean, it may just be the circumstances where it's gonna feel like life is gonna take you both in 2 different directions. So there may be connection, there may be intimacy opportunities, but I'm just not feeling that whole exclusive relationship vibe. I actually think you might end up meeting somebody before you even before RH is out of your life, or before they're out of the picture. I feel like there's somebody else you're going to meet that may blow that person out of the water, and they won't even have a chance against this other one that comes into your life. that person's name also starts with an R, which interestingly enough, but it's almost like Robert or Richard, Robert or Ricardo. It's like a R-O. I keep thinking of an R-O, but I want to throw in that Ricky sounding name, like Ricardo or Rich. I'm assuming it's a male. I always assume everybody's straight, even if I deal with gay people, because I just never know who I'm dealing with. So I always say straight, right? Or are you guys? Just make sure. So if you're straight, that would be still be an RO. If you're gay, apply that to a female's name. Kayla, is my current relationship going to work out and be my last? I feel like it can. The next 2 or 3 years are going to be a make or break period for the relationship. So there's a lot to work through with the next 2 or 3 years, especially that third year, because finances become even more of a focus in the third year. But it can. So if you can get past that 3 year mark, I could definitely say that it can go a lot longer or much longer. But that's going to be your make or break period. Okay. Sharita. Hi, Ferny. I would love to connect with my mama. I miss her so much. So the first thing she shows me is like love, like pure love, but also like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So she makes me feel almost as if you're actually taking some bigger risks or really trying to make some big changes in your life. And she's acknowledging the attempt that you're making and saying, just being proud of you for that. So she's acknowledging that. She's also showing me something, which I'm not sure what this means. It almost reminds me of whenever someone names something after someone else, but it's not like a person, it's more like a thing. For example, like if I name a bear, like a teddy bear after my mom, or I name a pet after my mom, or I name a program or something that I donate money to after my mom, like there's something like that she's making reference to or acknowledging that is significant. So she's making reference to that as well. She also keeps acknowledging if you get invited or have an opportunity to do any projects or work on any projects that have to do with either schools or universities, she's like pushing you to do it because there's a lot there you can do that might even benefit your own aspirations as well. She's also acknowledging the 19th. So the 19th of a month may be connected, or February or January the 19th may be connected. Okay. Let's go here. Tier the Explorer. Hey, Ferny, do you see me getting a pay raise next year? You might actually get a pay raise by, yeah, well, that is next year. I'm going to say you might even get a pay raise. No, I don't think it'll be this year. I'm going to say it's early next year. So I want to say maybe February, March-ish, like right around that time. It could be as early as like December or February, but I'm going to say February, March. So I'm going to say yes, I do think you'll get a pay raise. Don't expect like fireworks, but whatever is offered, I would just, take it. Just because even just any pay raise, I think would be a benefit nonetheless. Xenia. Hi, Ferny. Hope you're doing well. Should I stay at my current job or change my job or career? So I can't tell you what to do. So whenever someone starts a sentence with "should I," I'm like, I don't know. Should you? Because it's your life, your consequences. You have to deal with all that. I don't. I'm not taking responsibility or investing in your life. I have enough to deal with my own life. However, as far as like an actual job change, if I see one coming up for you, I do see a job change for you. I'm not thinking it's right this minute though. I'm thinking that there will be a change in about 7 or 8 months from now. It also feels like someone, like a friend, a female friend who may have even worked at the same organization or the same place you may have worked at before. A female friend pulls you into an opportunity that they have and you're like, oh yeah, I'm down. So it's almost like, it almost reminds me, for example, like back when I was a store manager at Starbucks, one of my employees, she's like, hey, I'm gonna like go work for Whole Foods. I'm like, do it. Like whatever you can find that's a better position or that pays you more, do it. I won't take it personally. You got to deal with your life and you take care of you. And so she went ahead and took advantage of that. And then she actually took one of my other partners with me, but he was working twice. He was working in both places. So it's not like he'd abandoned me, but it was an opportunity for him. So it's like she pulled him into that opportunity as well. So it feels like that. It's like an opportunity like that. That's how I would describe. You know what's so interesting about it? I keep seeing Zappos in my head. I don't know why. with what I was just talking about for you. Like I keep seeing Zappos, the company or the shoe company or the online thing. So I keep seeing that. So there might be some reference to types of shoes or a company that deals with footwear, or there's some foot shoe type thing that may be connected to what I'm seeing. So if that's not your current career or industry, then yeah, I would say that that would be a change of career or industry. Jessica. Hello, Ferny. Any heads up you can give me on the outcome of my husband's wrongful death case? So with the case, I feel like what's going to happen is that there's enough evidence there to validate that it is a wrongful death situation on behalf of the organization. However, I don't know why there may either be a miscommunication or some of the evidence that would be crucial or critical may either not be accepted by the not be allowed by the judge or by whoever's dealing with it, or may not be given at the right time. And so there may be some, again, miscommunication there. So there might have to be I feel like the first judgment or the first thing just doesn't feel like it's appropriate. That doesn't mean that it's a zero win situation. It just doesn't feel like it's appropriate. Like it's acknowledging like what happened. So and how they're responsible. So I feel like there is going to be an appeal. What's interesting about it is the appeal may include one or two other people that may also have wrongful death suits against the organization or company. So I feel like you might actually become part of a class action thing, even though it's only for your husband. But the first judgment may not be appropriate, and then the second one is kind of like going to get you there. So I feel like the second one definitely makes some headway. So you might have to hit this twice. So be prepared for that. Let's go here. Margaret, Hermes, hi there, Ferny. Happy Friday. My nanny passed away in March, and I'm hoping to get a message from her. I miss her so much. So with your nanny, the first thing she acknowledges is she is showing me I don't know what this is. I'm almost seeing like a picture in my head. I'm also seeing like polka dots, and I'm also seeing bows. So there might be a special picture or there might be a special picture of like wearing polka dots with a bow that may be connected to Nanny that she may be trying to make reference to. She's also showing me her apron. So I don't know if you've got aprons that belong to her or if there's a special apron that is connected as well. She also keeps acknowledging the number 4. So the 4th of a month may be significant, or the January, February, March, or April. What did you say? March. Yeah, I'm seeing 4. So I would say the 4th would be like January, February, March, or April, or the 4th of a month. It could also technically be the 4th of July, just because sometimes when I see the 4th, I automatically think of the 4th of July. And that's usually my first go-to until I work it out of my head. And then I just try to determine if it's actually just the 4. So I'm thinking it's just the 4, but I'm seeing that as well. She also is acknowledging, she says that, thank you, you're going to get a scent in your space, in your bedroom when you're falling asleep. And that's going to be her as well. You may also hear someone up and about in one of the other rooms and nobody's home, and that may also be her letting you know she's there as well. So FYI, and it's not, she's not trying to scare you, she's trying to let you know she's around and that she's still there. She's like a caregiver, so she likes to take care of everybody. So she might be one of those people who's always trying to help people or give them if they don't have, or offer them like extra, even if it's at a disadvantage to her. So she's one of those individuals. So sometimes you might hear her rustling around in the other room, even though she's not physically there, but you might hear it when nobody's home. Okay, but it's just a indicator that she's around and she's with you. Rosie Emily Ruiz. Hi, Ferny. I wanted to know, when will I have my next baby with my husband? I am seeing baby energy around you in December. I'm just not sure it's this December. So I'm going to say that it's possible you might find yourself dealing with the pregnancy or having baby energy around you in this December 2021. But I'm not thinking it is. I'm leaning towards next December. So I'm going to say next December 2022. But I'd still try really hard December just for the hell of it. But I am seeing baby energy in a December period. So I'm assuming it's the next December. Okay. Yeah, happy belly, please. Hi, Freddie. You mentioned you wanted me to have my heart looked at. I am nervous. Will I be okay? Yeah, it might just be a clocking issue where the timing of your beats is just going to be a little off, or something needs to be adjusted with that. And so you probably need to follow up with the doctor so that way you can get that checked or tested to make sure. It doesn't feel serious enough to be life-threatening to me, but I never take it lightly just because you just never know. And there have been times where I tell people I don't think it's a serious thing, but they still follow my instructions and go. I have a friend who I told her, I was like, hey, this was before we were as close as we were, and then we got closer after I saved her life apparently. But I had mentioned to her, I was like, hey, because I gave her a reading, and I was like, you need to keep an eye on your heart, but I keep seeing something that reminds me of where like there's a blockage on one side and it has to be opened. And back then I didn't know enough about medicine, so I just was like, it's like I have to open one artery or open one side because it feels like there's a blockage. And so I told her, if you feel any pain or any kind of pressure in your chest, go to the doctor. Don't wait. I don't think I don't feel like it's not serious. And she went, and sure enough, she actually ended up having these pains in her chest, and she thought it was heartburn or just like indigestion. But then she said she kept hearing my voice in her head telling her, if you ever feel pressure in your head, you should go to the doctor. So the memory of me telling her that came up, and then she went to the doctor. The doctor told her, it's a good thing you came in. You probably wouldn't have made it past a day because your artery is 8 or 99% blocked. So right then and there, they took her in and they did this like whole thing with her artery. They had to put in a stent which opened up one of the arteries, and then that way it allowed for more to happen. So, and then she was fine after that. But I had no idea that's what it was. But she told me a few months after the fact, because I was like, sometimes I never hear back from people, even when like something that happened exactly happened the way I said it would. Sometimes I don't hear back from people, and then I'll follow up with them when they have another session, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad I told you that, Luke Harp. I like your picture, by the way, just FYI. It's got like blue and red, and like it's kind of like a it has that like superhero look. So I like the colors. Anyways, I'm like getting caught up in the picture. Any job or opportunity coming for me soon? There might be a potential opportunity that comes your way in December. It might be through someone like an associate or like the friend of an associate. So it may be something like that comes up. It doesn't feel like something you would be excited to do, but I would say you could do it until something better comes up. So I would say this comes up around December. I also keep seeing two things in my head. I keep seeing bars, but I don't know what kind of bars these are. It feels like these are like steel or metal bars. I'm almost reminded of the bars that you would find at in like a prison cell, but it's possible I'm misinterpreting this, and it could be like the bars in a gym or in a type of like enclosure. But I'm seeing something like that. I'm seeing December. I also feel like you would have to get some training for this, but then this could potentially open the door for something else that you would have an opportunity of doing that would be more connected to the government or a government entity organization. So there might be an option that comes up there for you. Okay. Let me bring somebody on because it's getting to that time, right? Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, so that's missed. So let's go to another one. Let's see. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. I
Good.
just asked you about like if I'm gonna have like a second child. You said yes.
Oh, how funny. Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
That's okay. That's okay. You got choices. You have options. So
Yes.
what do you want to ask me about?
I was gonna ask you about that. Who is it? It's not gonna be my baby's father, right? No. Okay. Good. Good. I'm just.
Actually, here's what I'm going to say. It could be with a friend who's involved with another friend at the time, but that's not clear.
Uh huh.
So it could be someone that you're interested in, but is also somehow involved or somehow doing something with another friend. So be careful because that could create a very sloppy situation.
Problems. Yeah. Okay. I'm
Hmm.
gonna be very careful with that.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna ask you about like I haven't heard from my grandma. She passed away.
Hmm.
So I have two past loved ones that like passed away,
Yeah.
and I just see what my
Well,
grandma.
yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. You see your grandma. So let me tune into your grandma's energy. First of all, do you look a lot like your grandma when she was young?
Yeah, I get that a
Okay,
lot.
because she keeps pointing to a picture of her when she was younger, and she looks pretty identical to you. So she's
Yeah.
showing me a version of herself. She also keeps showing me roses or a picture or a image of a rose. Do you know if there's a piece of art or an image of a rose that's connected to her? Or do y'all have that's dedicated to her?
Not too sure. I have to look.
It's either there's a reference to that or the name Rose or Rosa is connected, but there's
Okay.
something to she's playing Selena's
The
Como la
song
Flor for
"Como
me.
la
So she's
Flor."
playing Como la Flor. So she's
I
playing
really like
that.
that song, so I don't
Okay.
know.
I don't know why she's playing Como la Flor. I'm like, okay, what are you saying? So she, do you remember back, I don't know if you're old enough to know this, but back in like the 70s, I mean, sorry, back in like the late 80s, early 90s, people had these like flowers that were inside these boxes that you turn it on and they would light up
Like
and they
that.
would have these lights to them. Do
I
you
think I
know of
see
any?
them.
Okay. Do you know of anything like that that's connected to your grandma?
I think in Mexico. I think they
Okay.
probably have something set up for her like that.
Just remember that I said that because if there's like a place where they have her picture and then they have something like that, this may be what she's referring to. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She's talking about two sons. Do you know she had two sons or you have two uncles?
I have a lot of uncles.
Okay. Do you know if two of them are passed?
Of my uncles.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I remember. I don't really know them because they're all in Mexico.
Okay. She says that she's with the two boys or two sons. So I'm assuming she's talking about hers. So unless you had like two miscarriages and two boys, she's probably talking about her own. But
Sure.
she's talking about two sons or being with the two boys. So I'm assuming she's talking about being with her own kids. She also keeps thank you. She also keeps acknowledging. Do you remember a dream where she was like she was like doing something like either washing clothes or she was making something or washing clothes or doing something
Washing
regular.
here. Yeah, she was by the washer.
Okay, because she's talking about the dream where she was doing something with the washing machine. That's her. She's just confirming that that was her coming through, letting you know that she was with you.
I
She
really.
also she says that you need to. She says you need to stop chasing boys and they need to chase you. So she's almost getting on you and telling you that you shouldn't be chasing boys. She says it doesn't look right. So I don't. Was she Catholic?
Yeah, she was.
Was she more old school, like little nice girls do this or nice girls? So was she a little more old school?
Yeah, she was very old school.
That's why she's getting on you because she's telling you you shouldn't be chasing boys, that you need to let them chase you. So she's
And
always telling you about that. She's also talking about you need to go to church and you need to ask God to send you a good boy. So it's almost like she's really trying to give you this whole like religious side of things, which is just her way of dealing with stuff.
yeah,
She
yeah.
also keeps acknowledging butterflies and that being a sign from her to look out for the butterflies.
I,
That is going
I
to.
I was talking to my mom about that today. I told her last year, a day before her birthday, I saw a white butterfly, and I was like, it reminded me. Well, I was like, maybe that's my grandma, like giving me a sign.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
her. So
she's confirming that's her. That's her. So she's with you. She's with you, sweetheart.
thank you.
Okay.
And one more question. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My sister-in-law passed away
Mm-hmm.
a month ago. My baby
Question.
father's sister.
Question. Do you know if there was any effect on her throat or on her neck area when she passed away?
She was strangled. She got killed really bad. Like
Okay,
they
because
raped
she's doing
her.
this for me, so she's like putting her hands on my throat. She also keeps blaming other people because either someone else was aware that things were getting bad, or someone just kind of, you know what she's reminding me? You know, there's a story that just came out in the subway where on the news where this woman was like raped on the subway in New York, and people were just watching it with their phones. They didn't do anything. Do you know if someone else was around or there and they didn't do anything or intervene?
We don't know. We haven't gotten to the investigation exactly what happened. But my baby's father gets mad at his mom because his mom knew something, but she
Yeah,
didn't. So yeah,
that's
there's
true.
a case going on right now.
There's true. Yeah, there. The way she makes me feel is that there was another person either witness or present that didn't do anything or get involved. So there might be more to come. She does make me feel that the person that did this is going to pay the price and be caught or be put in. But she also says that more has got to be revealed because she had threatened to say some things about something that was going on with that person. So she makes me feel like she may have known something about the person that did it to her.
Okay, so that's why that happened to her.
Question: did this happen in where she lived or in her neighborhood?
Yeah, she lived in San Antonio.
Okay. Do you know if they suspect a neighbor involved or involvement with one of the neighbors?
No, we
Okay.
haven't heard of nothing.
Remember that I said that because that may come up and that may be part of where someone was witness or someone didn't intervene. So
Okay.
just remember that I said that. She's okay. She's fine. She says that she says she feels like she's really pretty now because she's in shape. So I don't know if she was like trying to lose weight or something, but she's like all in shape now.
Yeah, she's very
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like, she feels good and pretty now. So she's just acknowledging herself.
she's
She
very
also says,
sassy.
yeah, she says there's a baby with her in spirit. So someone might have miscarried, lost, or terminated because she's acknowledging a baby with her in spirit. She's also talking about 2 hearts and a tattoo. Do you know if there is plans to get a tattoo or 2 hearts connected to her?
I think her sister, most
Okay,
likely.
remember that I said that because she's putting the 2 hearts together and talking about a tattoo or art. So just FYI. Okay? All right, sweetheart.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right. Let's see. Going over here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
Okay. So my grandfather passed away how many years ago? 6 years ago. And I was wondering if you had like any messages from him.
The first thing he makes me feel is he makes me feel like he knew he was gonna pass away soon. So do y'all know if he knew he was gonna pass?
No.
Okay. He makes me feel like he knew he was gonna pass. He also keeps pointing to, thank you. He keeps pointing to his liver, and then he also keeps pointing to his heart. Do you know if there was any issues or effects on his heart and his liver?
Yes.
Okay. He also keeps acknowledging that he didn't tell everybody anything, everything. Do y'all know if people suspect he was holding back information or he wasn't telling everybody everything that was going on?
Yes.
Okay, he knew he was going to go. He makes me feel like he was aware of it. He also says that he is okay. He also says, thank you. Is this interesting because he's bringing up your dad. Is this your dad's dad?
No.
Okay, he's bringing up your dad. Do you know if your grandfather on that side has also passed away?
No.
Okay. He's talking about a split. Are your mom and your dad still together?
Yes.
Okay. He's acknowledging your dad. So I want to say he wants to acknowledge your dad or say hello to your father. So I'm just going to put it that way. It's interesting because he's bringing up your dad's family, which is interesting that your mom's dad is bringing up his family. Do you know if there's a split or there's something happening in your dad's family where people are not talking to each other or there's been a disconnect?
No.
So he's giving me a specific situation, and I'm assuming this is referring to your dad's side of the family. He's acknowledging that there's a disconnect and someone is pulling away or not talking to the rest of the family. He's also talking about how there's like gossip where there's talk that one person may be coming from a different father, or there's like a different family. There's some weird gossip thing that he's making reference to. And then there being this whole weird like situation happening in that side of the family. Do you know of anything like that that is happening in your dad's side of the family?
No, not really.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that with you because that's what he's telling me. He's specifically acknowledging it for your dad's side of the family. So there's something there that is. Thank you. Is there a Betty on that side as well? A Betty or a B, female, short B name?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. See, I know what it is. So there's something going on over there that they may need to be aware of, or they need to know that whoever this is affecting, people in heaven, they know what's up. So just to let the family side that they know what's happening with whatever this is. So once y'all realize what they're referring to, then y'all can pass on that they understand and they're paying attention. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. He's showing me the number 20th. Do you know if the 20th of a month is significant?
No. Yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the 20th as being significant. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Do you know there's also a bub sounding name connection?
Yeah, we had a uncle named Bobo.
Got it. So he's just acknowledging who he's with and who's up there with them. So he's making reference to that. He also says he did come to your mom in a dream. He's making me feel like he might have startled her or scared her because she might have not realized what was happening and then woke up too fast before she was able to like comprehend. And it might have just been that she was excited to see him in the dream or excited to connect with him. Do you know if she remembers that?
Yes.
Okay. He also keeps acknowledging that he says, I'm sorry. And he's almost apologizing for not telling people or for not giving everybody the information about what was going on with him. But he's okay. He is at peace. There's another person that I want to acknowledge really quickly before I let you go. There's a female in spirit who I want to say this female died young. She would be a contemporary to you. So this would be someone who died young or too soon. I want to say that, I hate to say this, I want to say that she might have passed in a vehicular incident, or she might have been crushed, or like there was like a pressure against her body. Do you know of a female that passed away like that?
Not like that, but I know a female that passed away around. Like,
Okay.
it was my cousin. Yeah.
Do you know it was vehicular?
No.
No. This female that I'm talking about, she passed from a vehicular incident. She may not have even been in the vehicle. She may have been hit by a vehicle. Either she was hit or there was a pinning that happened, because the female that I'm talking to, she's showing me this incident or situation where she was stuck between like a vehicle or something and something else. So she's acknowledging that.
My mom just said yes.
Okay.
There was a situation like that.
Okay. She's just acknowledging that she's there and that she's okay, and that even though people may have thought it was a horrible scene, she says it happened so fast she didn't even feel anything, and that she was out of her body before she realized what happened. She says it was just like the movie Ghost. It was just like the movie Ghost. So she's acknowledging the movie Ghost and what happened in that movie, but she says it happened so fast that she didn't realize that it had happened, but that she's okay to tell her family that she's all right. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. Y'all take care of yourselves.
You too.
You're welcome, darling. All right, let's going to the next person. Hey!
I'm gonna cry.
Oh my God, you have the baby! Oh my God, you fun! Yay! Oh, how cute! Oh, how cute! How you doing, sweetheart?
She's keeping me going.
I bet. I can imagine. Well, what do you want to ask me about?
Her papa, my dad.
Mm-hmm. He's doing this. So, do you have a necklace that's connected to him?
Bracelet.
Okay.
My
He's showing me
sister.
some.
My sister has a necklace.
Got it. He's acknowledging the necklace that is connected to him. He also keeps acknowledging, he's calling it a celebration of life, that y'all actually do a celebration of life for him and not a typical funeral.
And that's what we called it.
Okay, because he's like not wanting to call it a funeral. He's calling it a celebration of life. So he's acknowledging that. He also keeps, rainbows are also going to be connected to him because he says he's going to send you rainbows. He also is acknowledging, thank you. Is there a weird connection between the baby's birth date and another date, because he's acknowledging a connection with dates that is significant?
He wanted her born on a day that wasn't what would it happen, but I don't think so. Not that
No, this is something else. This is like a significant date. It's interesting because he's tying in the baby, but then he's talking about another date of significance that's right on the same day or within the same week. So do you know there's another date of significance that's connected to the week of the baby's birth?
not right now that I can think of.
Janine, Jenny, Jennifer. Is there?
Janie.
Okay.
Her name's like a Jane.
Okay. Who is that to you?
My Mima is Jane.
Okay. So do you know? So I'm gonna say, and she passed.
Yes.
Okay, so he's acknowledging who he's with. He's acknowledging the date of significance, and again, the baby. So go back. You need to go back and ask mom about the dates because there may be a connection there that he's trying to point out for me. So there's a reference there. He also is now he's acknowledging bracelet, but he also is talking about it being split in half or being too long. Do you know if originally it was too long or you had to have it shortened?
I mean, it's long.
Okay. Well, he's talking about split in half or something about it too long or split in half. Do you know what he's referring to?
No.
That's okay. Remember that I said that because that may make sense in time. But it's almost like I'm taking a piece of jewelry and I'm splitting it in half, or I'm doing two versions of it.
Okay.
But it's like, but one's too long. So it's almost like something like that. The way I want to describe it.
Okay.
He's also acknowledging the number 12. Do you know if the 12th of a month or December is connected?
Not that I can think of right
That's
now.
okay. There's a birthday in December on the 12th of a month because he's acknowledging that there's a reference to that as well. So
My
just
sister's
remember.
birthday.
Got it. So he's acknowledging to wish her a happy birthday or to acknowledge her birthday as well. It's funny, birthday, baby sisters. Is your sister trying to have a baby as well?
Not trying.
Okay, FYI, y'all may find yourselves both having babies. So if you've had one, she might find herself pregnant. So just FYI, because he's talking about you both being baby sisters. So he's acknowledging that. That's so cute. He also is, thank you. He says he's proud of you. He says you don't have to be the strongest one in the family, and it's okay to just do what you can. He also, thank you. Did you temporarily move in with mom, or did you move in with mom or live with someone in the family for a little bit?
No, my mom came to stay with us.
This is what it is. So he's acknowledging that he's okay, that was not a bad thing at all. However, he also makes me feel that this is going to be a lot harder than she's letting on or that she's like revealing. And so this is going to really be a tougher period for her. And so even though she may try to pretend or try to act like she's got it going and she's okay, there's more going on. And he wants y'all to know, like, don't underestimate what she's feeling or what's happening with her. He also, starting on my skin, are y'all planning on getting that tattoo?
I'm too scared because I might flinch and it might say something different.
Okay. He's laughing about it. He's like he's doing this. So he's acknowledging still doing it or going for it. He's like, you only live once, right? So he's acknowledging that as well. He's showing me a mug. Do you have a cup or a mug that's connected to Dad?
A mug?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, there's a mug or a cup that is connected to him. So he's acknowledging this. Either that or people had special mugs or cups made. But there's something to this because he's acknowledging this.
Okay.
Okay. He also keeps, thank you. Dennis?
Demi?
I was gonna say Denise, but that would be close enough. Is there like a Den sounding name connection?
Demi, his youngest daughter.
Okay.
My little sister.
He just wants to acknowledge her, so I think he's just trying to say hello to her. So he's making reference to that. Thank you. Did your dad have a watch?
Not that I know of.
Okay, it almost reminds me of an Apple Watch. So either an Apple Watch or something that's like a watch or a clock that's connected to Dad. So he's making reference to that. He has one. He's acknowledging that there is one. So there might actually be a regular watch that was passed down to him or that he had that y'all still have. So to ask your mom because he might be acknowledging this watch that was acknowledged. Either that or it's cufflinks because it goes around the wrist area. But there's something to it that he's making reference to. Your dad is with you. He is wanting you to know that he's proud of you. He also says that, thank you. You did hear him. So if you hear him, vocally hear him, that is him. So to be on the lookout for that. Okay.
Thanks, Ferny.
Welcome, sweetheart. Oh, you're welcome, darling. Oh.
Thank
Check
you.
with your mom. She'll know about some of the details that I mentioned.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sweetheart.
Thank
Take care
you.
of yourself.
See
You're
you
welcome,
later.
darling. Bye, mama. All right, guys. I think we are done. I'm going to do a couple more text ones, and then we'll come back, and I got to do my other one. Teresa Witcher. Is my mother mad with me because she passed? And is she happy to be with my dad now on the other side? She's not upset with you at all. She's not angry at all. She actually said, thank you. She actually says it was her time to go. And that she was just being stubborn. So she's just acknowledging that it was her time to go. She also says to look out for the turtle doves or doves because there's going to be a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging candied apples or fruit that's like candied like apples, because I keep thinking of candied apples, but there's a reference to that as well. Okay, she is with you, sweetheart. Also, the 7th may be connected, so the 7th of a month or the month of July may be connected. Okay. Crown-like behavior. I keep seeing 444, which is a number I associate with my mom since she's passed. Is she trying to reach me? She's just trying to let you know that she's with you. However, there is something that she's trying to get across to you. You might be undertaking something new or going through a period in your life, especially over the next 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months, where you're going to be pushing yourself or really pushing what you're able to do. And the way she's making me feel is like, you got this, you got this. It's almost like you got this. So she's almost like giving you a bit of a boost and like letting you know that you got this, because the next 3 or 4 months, there's something there that you might be pushing yourself or really, really trying to achieve. And she's just letting you know that she's with you. Okay. And you got this. All right, guys. I love you all. I will be back in about 5 minutes to do our study group time. So I will see y'all next week. Okay. Bye, everybody.